Avengers Endgame is a huge hit with fans, and it's setting box office records, making fans wonder what's coming next from the Marvel franchise. Well, for more, we're joined by Fandom's managing editor, Eric Goldman. So, Eric, the next big movie coming from Marvel is Spider-Man: Far From Home. We're going to be giving viewers a look at the trailer later in the show, but can you tell us how the stories from both Spider-Man and Endgame intertwine?
Obviously, the MCU in general is very, very connected, and one movie has repercussions in the next, and here we're seeing it right away. You watch this trailer, and the fallout from Avengers Endgame is immediate. There's a huge death in Avengers Endgame that this Spider-Man trailer dives right into, and how that's going to impact the world of the MCU in general and Spider-Man specifically. So I think that these stories will really kind of feel like companions to each other.
Now, in Endgame, we say goodbye to some major players. Is this really goodbye, and what does it mean moving forward for the franchise?
I think it's goodbye for a couple of them, in so much as they will not be resurrected. They will not be brought back from the dead. At least one of the two major deaths in Avengers Endgame we know has a movie centered around them coming in the not too distant future, but there are ways around that, especially the prequel route, the let's show events from the past. There are some other characters who were killed in Infinity War and Endgame that we already kind of know will be back in some form. Endgame gives you away. There are now kind of multiple timelines working, and so characters can die, but we can meet another version of them. So you're going to see a lot of that that's very familiar if you're a comic book fan like me. That comes with the territory. But yes, there'll be one or two of the big deaths from Endgame that I think will stick for the most part.
Well, Marvel's not the only big franchise putting out movies. We've also got The Lion King, Avatar, and Star Wars coming up. Do you think there's any competition there regarding buzz and ticket sales?
Yeah, it's funny. First of all, of course, that everything you just mentioned is now owned by Disney. And there's Frozen, and there's Toy Story, which have sequels coming up. So there's a lot of massive movies coming up with sequels. Will any of them match Endgame's performance? I don't think so. I mean, something will one day. That's just how it goes. It took, a lot of years for things to fall in the past, but they eventually do. But I think if you look at what's coming out in the next 2 years, and where all the huge movies, for the most part, are Disney, they're going to be big. They're going to have an amazing year, an amazing couple years. But I feel like Endgame, really, it was just everything going for it at the right time, as far as the hype, as far as people's investment in the characters, and the fact that people really liked this movie. So even something as huge as Star Wars Episode 9, it's going to be a massive movie at the end of the year, but I think it's not going to quite catch Endgame.
All right, thank you, Eric. And for more inside news on your favorite movies and shows, head to fandom.com.